I think it's important that we really use our memories. Let's not get too caught up in our team having the most popular guy in the draft, the sexiest guy in the draft as far as football playing goes. Let's not get that part confused. But let's not get caught up in the guy that's going to have the most social media followers, the guy who had the most highlights. Sometimes in the draft, you got to think about, what does your team need? What does your team need to become the best they can become? I think Dallas did good drafting in totality. Would I have liked more splash players? Yes. But that's just the fandom in me. Because luckily for myself, when the time comes and I'm sitting there and I'm watching my team and I'm watching us play, I have a very good analysis, I believe, on what my team needs to do to get better and what they need to not do to get worse. And I have the receipts. Fresh after the loss to the 49ers in last year's playoffs, I sent a text message to my dad. In that text message, I stated, Dallas needs to draft a defensive tackle or else they have no shot of winning in the playoffs. I said it. They need to go draft a defensive tackle. Now, if you would have asked me that question again on the morning of the draft, do you want Dallas to take a defensive tackle? I would have said no. Why? Because I get caught up in the hype. I was watching the Dalton Kincaid highlight reels. I was watching the Michael Mayer highlight reels. I was watching all types of things. I like watching those types of videos around draft time because I miss football. So when I have a reason to go and watch some highlights, I love to imagine those players playing for my team. It's just something I've always done. And it's easy to do that and then forget about what your team needs because you want what's shiny. One of the best things about having multiple people look in on a big decision like the Cowboys do on draft night is you have multiple angles and multiple opinions. And hopefully with that, it results in the smartest possible decision. If it's just one person, it's very likely that that one person can get caught up in the shiny player, get caught up in what looks like sugar, and pull the trigger on things that they might regret later on. But what Dallas did was they ignored the shiny players. And I can tell they went back and really looked at last year's team and figured that, you know what? Yes, it would be nice to have another star receiver. Yes, it would be nice to have a big-time tight end that could put points up on the board, possibly be a Travis Kelce, possibly be the next Jason Witten. Yes, it'd be nice to have those things, but when you go back and rewatch those games and you really think back to what the talk around the league was when it came to the Cowboys, there was one weak spot on our team. One weak spot. Other than hoping that Dak did not turn the ball over, everyone knew you can beat this Dallas Cowboys defense if you run the ball in between the tackles. Run the ball down their throat and you have a shot. And we were lucky enough to come across teams that weren't able to run the ball against our will. We were able to score so many points on teams that running the ball was no longer effective, and they had to pass and pass and pass just to try to stay in the game. But we may not always get that lucky. And we don't always get that lucky. And we saw that. San Francisco, even when we started showing signs of life, it's just one of those things where you just feel helpless as a fan, I'm sure even as a member of the team, you just feel helpless because you realize you can't stop the run. 1st and 10 is turning into 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4 at best is turning into 3rd and 1. First down after first down after first down after first down. We just watch our team get ran out of games and never are able to give the offense a chance. How many times have we watched Dallas lose because the offense did not get enough time? It's time for us to stop going through that. As bad as it hurts to watch us lose those games, some fans tend to be a little more casual. And what I mean by casual is you just wish you had seen more highlights, more touchdowns. Oh, we lost because we didn't score enough. We lost because that guy didn't make that defender miss and get into the end zone. When a lot of times, the real reason that you lose is not lack of highlights. It's not lack of touchdowns. It's about in between the lines a lot of the times. It's about mismatches. It's about game plans. It's about schemes. You go against Dallas, the past few years, you've been able to run the ball. When you were scared of our offense, you knew, okay, let's just run the ball. Keep the offense off the field. The Cowboys front office sat back and said, you know what? We're not getting the shiny players. We have enough shiny players. The Cowboys front office did not let the bitter taste of what happened against San Francisco leave their mouths from the end of their last game to this draft. They kept receipts. They kept a great memory. They recalled everything. Them picking Mazi Smith is all the proof that you need. Anybody who paid close attention knows that Dallas's weakest spot was stopping the run in between the tackles. That's part of the reason why Micah slowed down. Not only did he slow down because he had to start fitting in his gaps, but he slowed down because he was having to run fit and do a lot of extra work to try and help out to stop the run, and he was only 235, 240. Listen, I repeat again, I wasn't going against NFL offensive linemen, but once you get to the NCAA, all offensive linemen are going to be 275 plus. They're all going to be pushing 300. And the decent schools will have some 320s, 330s, 6'7", 335 tackles. There's some big guys at all levels. And I know from firsthand, fitting your run gaps at 235, 240, that wears on your body. It just beats your body up. Your shoulders, they get weaker. They feel like they can dislocate at any moment. Your shoulders get weaker. Your knees get achy. Your ankles get sore. Your back, just anything you try to do, your back is killing you. Then that results in you not being able to run to the ball the way you want to run to the ball. You're not able to close in on the quarterback the way you want to close in because your body has been beaten up stopping the run. So Mazi was a special pick for Micah also. They all will be able to rush the passer much more effectively because of Mazi. He's going to get in there. He's going to be somebody that has the strength to deal with the 49ers guards. Somebody who has the strength to deal with the Eagles offensive line. These are things that we brought to our defense And when you take a step back, the only way you can not see how we are a top 5 team in the NFL is to be a true hater or casual. Now, with that being said, that's not a shot, because if you're a Cowboy hater, welcome. Welcome to the biggest, strongest, most dedicated group in all of sports.